Damage Control. You can see that is what they're being called. Damage CTRL. So Damage Control making their way down to the ring. We saw the graphics at Clash at the Castle say Damage Control. I think they're still being announced as Dakota Kai, Iyo Sky, and Bayley. But the graphics are all saying Damage Control. There was something really interesting here, by the way. Ron Jones, I did write the name down. Ron Jones in our watch-along said he heard, or he thinks they're called Damage Control because of the Vince scandal. And I think that's so interesting because Damage Control doesn't make the most sense to me, because if you try Damage Control is where you're trying to control damage. You know, if you're doing Damage Control, it means you're trying to minimize the amount of damage that's being done, where you would think these girls would want to cause as much damage as possible. So they're not really about Damage Control. I suppose what they're about is damage and control. So in a way, these two words do work, but when they're put together, it doesn't make as much sense. I hope I've explained that well. But what Ron said is if you actually go on Google and you was to put in WWE Damage Control, at the moment, it might talk a lot about the Vince scandal, and it might talk about what WWE are doing to try and control the amount of damage that the Vince scandal has done. And maybe this is why they're called Damage Control, because if you Google Damage Control now, it will bring up these girls. It won't bring up the damage control that WWE has tried to do in regards to that Vince scandal. And I thought that was a very interesting, very, very interesting point. That's why I said they should be known as the Vince Hush Money scandal. That's what their name should be. That way, if anyone Google searches Vince Hush Money scandal, these girls will come up, which actually might not be great for their careers. I don't know. Maybe I've not thought it through. But I thought that was interesting. Maybe there is something to that. We know how they like to try and control the narrative. And I thought that was very, very interesting. Because I'd never thought about that. I must admit, the name has always had me a bit confused. So I thought that was clever. We also went into the ring. They did a promo. Dakota pointed out she was not the legal person when she was pinned and demands the rematch. The rematch is granted. So we know that we will get that women's tag match next week. There was a weird moment here where Bianca Belair came out and Bayley is saying, like, you know, I'm coming for your title, basically. We did say that because she pinned her at Clash, that is quite interesting. It's quite interesting, and it definitely allows Bayley now to say, I'm coming for that belt. I want that belt. I pinned you. And she was making that point. Now, there was no Alexa and there was no Asuka, and I have no idea where they were. But Bianca was on her own, and she was surrounded here. And this just looks like she's about to get beaten up. But actually, what happens is the heels just walk away. They just walk away. I mean, I don't hate that. It's not a problem. But a lot of people, I would imagine myself included, were like, okay, no Alexa, no Asuka. Is this where we get the return of Sasha and Naomi? Is this where it's going to happen? I mean, it all felt like it was all set up for that moment, and they just never come out. It just doesn't happen. The heels just walk off. I think I said on the watch songs, like, Sasha, Naomi, here we go. She's surrounded. How's she going to get out of this? And the heels just walk away. They don't beat her up or anything. So, yeah. Bianca, by the way, looking amazing. Looking absolutely stunning. But, and actually, that was something I meant to say. Damage Control. Just going to go back to the previous thing. I don't think they look very good at all. They really do look like they're just putting on just some random clothes and popping out on a random Thursday. Like, I don't know if they need, not a uniform, but I don't know if they need something to look a little bit more uniformed, a little bit more threatening, a little bit more credible. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, like, you've got Dakota in just, like, really baggy jeans. You got Bayley in some, like, combat trousers, leather jacket. You've got Iyo in, like, a little short skirt. And honestly, they just look like they're about to go to a 7-Eleven. I mean, I don't get it. I feel like that's not it. I feel like we need to do something. I don't know if they need to wear their own damage control shirts. I don't even know if they've got any yet. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe they haven't got any damage control shirts that they can wear. But yeah, I sort of feel like, I mean, if you look at Judgment Day and what Judgment Day are wearing, I mean, they're wearing their own shirts. For example, we spoke about that earlier. So maybe it's that. Maybe we're just waiting for the shirts to arrive. But this group is obviously an important group, and it just feels a bit, I don't know why. It just feels a bit, I think that they could do with a bit of a makeover. That sounds like a weird thing to say. It makes it seem like I want a slumber party, which isn't true. But I just think they just look too casual to me. They really could do with something, and it's hard to put my finger on what that is. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video clip. If you want to see other video clips, just click on the links on screen right now. You can also click on the logo in the center. That will allow you to subscribe to the main Wrestling Daze channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.